Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So today, beta, we are starting with a new topic, and that is going to be the measures of inequality. ठीक है? इसमें हम बात करेंगे inequality के बारे में. We will go ahead and we will talk about what is economic inequality. So please write down economic inequality. Now, first of all, try to understand that whenever we talk about inequality, inequality से important ये है कि हम ये समझें that economic growth, it is basically talking about what are the changes in aggregate income. जब जब किसी इकोनॉमी का इनकम बढ़ता है, as the income of the economy increases, we say that it is growing. Right? And as the country grows, we say that the country is on the part of development. अगर वो grow करिए, it is on the path of development. But is it just important to see the overall income of the economy? क्या इतना काफी होगा देखना कि पूरा इकोनॉमी का इनकम कितना है? Or is it also important to make a note about the distribution of the income? ये जानना भी तो जरूरी है ना, that how income is distributed among people, right? And how do we know about how income is getting distributed among people? Well, that is what we are going to see in today's chapter as to how to understand the distribution of income. कैसे पता करें कि कितना inequality या unequal या equal income है? Why is this important? Why do we want to talk about this? Well, the very first reason why it is important is ethical reason. Ethically, we want the distribution to be equal. ये सही बात थोड़ी है कि जो इंसान एक गरीब घर में पैदा हुआ वो लाइफ लॉन्ग गरीब ही रहे, right? Someone who has been deprived of things because the person was born in a poor family remains poor forever. No. Ethically, we want everyone to grow, right? So in economics, like for example, when you will go ahead and you will study the 5-year plans, you will see a term which is called as inclusive growth. Inclusive growth का क्या मतलब है? Inclusive growth means the growth of everyone, growth of all people of the economy, चाहे rich हो या poor हो, right? Growth of the rural people also and urban people also, है ना? That is called as inclusive growth. So what is our aim? Our aim is that everyone in the economy grows and not only the rich, है ना? एक बहुत फेमस हम ये फ्रेज यूज करते हैं दैट द रिच बिकम्स रिचर एंड पुअर बिकम्स पुअरर, है ना? तो दैट इज नॉट समथिंग विच इज अ गुड इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट. ग्रोथ तो हो रही है, इकोनॉमी का जीडीपी तो इंक्रीज हो रहा है, बट just because GDP is increasing does not mean that it is ethically correct. Ethically वो incorrect हो सकता है, right? So in this chapter we are going to first see what is economic inequality all about. क्या होता है economic inequality? Then we will look at the 4 important principles of economic inequality. हम 4 principles के बारे में बात करेंगे. Those principles I will talk about it. What is anonymity principle? What is population principle? What is Dalton principle? हम उन principles के बारे में बात करेंगे, right? That's the second thing I'm going to do in this chapter. Then after that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to focus on something which is known as measures of inequality, in which I will be talking about first Lorentz curve. Lorentz curve क्या होता है? Then we will go ahead and we will talk about what are the different measures like range, Kuznets ratio, mean absolute deviation, coefficient of variation. इन सब के बारे में भी, Gini's coefficient, we will be going ahead and talking about those measures of inequality also to wrap up the chapter. ठीक है? Okay, beta, start with me. Let's start with writing some of the introduction to this chapter. So please start. economic growth is about changes in aggregate or average income. So if I see in any country that the income has increased, right? So I will simply go ahead and say that this economy is growing, right? Aggregate or average income. Okay, just for example, if I tell you that GDP of India in 2010, it was some amount. And GDP of India in 2012 was some amount. तो आप देख के क्या बोलोगे? What will you say? That okay, ma'am, the GDP of India has increased. It means it has grown. It means India is developing, right? So we can say that it is a good measure of country's development, but not the only one, right? ये तो बता रहा है कि कंट्री डेवलप कर रही है, कंट्री ग्रो कर रही है, but it is not talking about whether the growth is inclusive or not. क्या सब लोग ग्रो कर रहे हैं? Whether there is equality in growth or not. Is everyone growing? That all it is not answering. So please write down. An equally important measure is economic equality or the distribution of income and wealth among different groups of the society. Right? We want to go ahead and also understand कि ये economic growth या development के साथ साथ what is the distribution of income? Why is this important? So please write down. This is important on first ethical level. Ethical level माने ethically अगर हम कभी भी किसी से पूछें किसी भी रैंडम इंसान से कि what do you prefer? Would you want to live in a society where there is huge inequality? Some people have all the income and majority of people don't have income. कुछ लोगों के पास तो बहुत सारा पैसा है और ज्यादातर लोगों के पास बिल्कुल पैसा नहीं है. Do you want to live in such a society? Or do you want to live in a society where the amount of distribution of income is more or less equal? ज्यादातर लोगों के पास equal पैसा है. So mostly people will say I want to live in an equal society, है ना? क्योंकि जो unequal society है वहां पे majority of people are poor, so there is higher chance that you will not have access to resources, right? तो ethically ये ज्यादा better है, it is more better ethically that the distribution of income is equal. So please write down, it is unfair that some people are denied access to economic resources simply because of worse luck or because they have been deprived from birth. due to poor parents. Right? So just because a person is born in a poor family, इसका मतलब ये थोड़ी है that lifelong the person will never be able to earn money, right? It will be unfair to the person born in the poor family. So we need to create an equitable environment, है ना? हमें कोशिश करनी है that for example everyone has access to education, access to good health, right? Access to the same working culture, है ना? तो वो इक्वालिटी हमें लेके आनी है, राइट? एंड देन इट इज अप टू पीपल हाउ दे ग्रो, राइट? सो इट वुड बी अनफेयर to not give them access to certain things, right? To deprive them the opportunity of certain things because they were born in a poor family. ये तो गलत है. At least आप उनको एक opportunity दो. At least you give them good education, you give them good schooling. और फिर वो उस बंदे पर है, उस पर्सन पे, कि क्या वो आगे उसको ग्रो कर पाता है, उस नॉलेज को यूज कर पाता है या नहीं, राइट? सो प्लीज राइट डाउन, इट वुड बी अनफेयर to deprive children the opportunities because of their family background. है ना? So why are we talking about equality? We are talking about equality because we want to sound ethically correct, right? Secondly, functional level. See, functional level says that inequality is important because it has some impact on other economic features. ठीक है? जैसे for example, when there is inequality, then a lot of people are not earning the right amount of money. वो गरीब हैं. When they are not having money, then they will not be able to demand products. When they will not be able to demand products, then there will be less production. If there will be less production, तो आगे जो supplier है, he will be giving lower wages and the spiral will continue. So on the functional level, what is functional level? Functional level basically goes ahead, and I will draw the diagram also. It talks about one, how the income is distributed. कितना wages में जा रहा है, कितना profit में जा रहा है, कितना rent में जा रहा है, how the wages distributed. And second, to whom this is going. कितने लोग हैं जिनको वेज मिल रहा है, कितने लोग हैं जिनको प्रॉफिट मिल रहा है, कितने लोग हैं जिनको रेंट मिल रहा है, राइट? So we want to understand things on a functional level of the economy, and for that functional level it is very important that inequality should be considered, right? हम inequality को consider करें. So please write it with me. Inequality might not be important for its own sake, but because it might have an impact on other economic features leading to overall growth. Leading to overall growth. So what we are saying that inequality has some impact on economic features, and these economic features have impact on growth. So just see here, inequality has impact on some of the economic features, and these have impact on growth. For example, let's say that I am going ahead and I am saying that I treat the people coming from different caste differently, right? So it is going to have more impact, right? Uska further impact hai, this discrimination is further going ahead and impacting the capabilities. And we have seen that according to Amartya Sen, different capabilities is also going ahead and impacting poverty. Agar capability kam hai, so automatically it will go ahead and it will impact the poverty level also, isn't it? So basically, we are going ahead and we are saying that inequality is not only for its own sake, but because inequality is affecting economic features. Inequality ne features ko affect kiya. These economic features are going ahead and in return affecting the growth in the economy, right? So please write down. Ultimately, inequality is the fundamental disparity that permits one individual certain material choices depriving another individual of the same choices. Like within a family, the boy is given something, but the girl is not given. So what we are doing, we are depriving the girl of what the boy is getting. So in that way, it is an inequality. It is a fundamental disparity. So please write down inequality is linked to concepts like lifetimes, personal capabilities, example, handicap, and political freedom. Like caste discrimination. Economic inequality represents all these differences. समझे? So we are saying that inequality सिर्फ ये नहीं है कि कम पैसा कमा रहे हो. Inequality ये भी है कि आपको सेम फैमिली में होते हुए कुछ चीजें नहीं मिल रही हैं. इनइक्वालिटी ये भी है कि अगर पर्सन एक्स और वाई दोनों के पास सेम पैसा है पर वो अलग कास्ट के हैं तो उनको अलग अलग पॉलिटिकल फ्रीडम मिला है. सो इनइक्वालिटी इज एवरीथिंग, राइट? बट when we talk about inequality in economic sense, when we talk about calculating inequality, जब हम inequality को measure करने की बात करते हैं, then basically we are interested more in the materialistic thing, more in the monetary sense, right? So please write down, depending on the context we are interested in, A. So we are interested in one, the distribution of current income flow. कि currently कितने किसके पास कितना income है. That can help us to measure inequality. Secondly, distribution of wealth or assets. By looking at the wealth of people, by looking at the assets of people, we can know the amount of inequality. And third, distribution of lifetime income. So at this point, I want to go ahead and I want to give an example. एक example की तरह समझते हैं इसे. So let's say that there are two kind of economies. Economy one में, there are two kind of jobs. Job one, in which people earn $2,000 per month, and job two, in which people earn $3,000 per month. ठीक है, आप या तो जॉब वन में जा सकते हो या जॉब टू में. इधर यू कैन वर्क इन जॉब वन और जॉब टू, बट इन इकोनॉमी वन दिस इज इमोबाइल इकोनॉमी. मतलब अगर आप जॉब वन में हो, यू विल स्टे इन जॉब वन फॉर एवर. इफ यू आर इन जॉब टू, यू विल स्टे इन जॉब टू फॉर एवर. इकोनॉमी टू बेटा. In economy 2, again, there are two jobs. In job 1, you earn 1,000 per month. In job 2, you earn 4,000 per month. But in this second economy, people can go ahead and switch their job every month. So people get to switch job every month. I am asking you, which economy is better? किस economy में आप रहना चाहोगे? Whether you want to live in economy 1 or whether you want to go ahead and you want to live in economy 2. So just try to think about this, huh? When we go ahead and when we talk about economy 1, जब हम economy 1 का बात करते हैं, if I'm earning 2,000, I will continue earning that. If I'm earning 3,000, I will continue earning that. So this gap will be intact. Inequality will be intact. But inequality कम है, सिर्फ 1,000 रुपए का inequality है. Here inequality is more. But the person who earns 1,000 in month 1 will go ahead and earn 4,000 in month 2, will earn again 1,000 in month 1, will earn in month 3, will earn 4,000 in month 4, and so on. He gets to switch the job. So which means that in the second economy, we will see that the average income of everyone will be the same. सबका average income बराबर ही आएगा, right? So in terms of average yearly income, everyone is earning the same in the second economy. Though this is unrealistic example, but this tells us that we should not be looking at inequality only at one point of time. Sometimes it is better to look at inequality across time, right? And when we see across time, तो economy 2 में जब हम इसका 1 साल का income निकालेंगे, तो हर इंसान का 1 साल का income would be equal. Everyone would be earning equally in economy 2, right? So actually, over period of time, this is going to be less unequal. There is going to be more equality in this economy. Are you getting it? So please write it with me that we need. So please write down. At any given point of time, when we measure cross-sectional mobility is a key determinant. So at any given point of time, when we measure, what are we measuring? Inequality. जब भी हम inequality को measure करें, तो हमें देखना होगा कि क्रॉस सेक्शनल मोबिलिटी एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट determinant है कि are people able to move or not, right? So what is cross-sectional mobility? Cross-sectional mobility is, this is the ease with which people can get new jobs, which depends on whether job categories are sticky or not. So basically, there are two ways in which I can categorize jobs. एक होता है sticky. Sticky is like the economy one beta, where people cannot shift their job. जो जहां पर है वो वहीं पे ही रहेगा, right? It is hard to change. And the second kind of jobs that we have, they are called as fluid. Fluid means it is easily changeable. People can easily move around, right? So we are not only interested in understanding the income of people at one point of time. समझो बात को. We are also interested in understanding the income of people over time period. कि क्या over time, over 1 year, income of people, does it remain the same or does it change? Am I making sense?